Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Irish Media Network Sports Update. I am your host, Joe Caulfield, and welcome to the show. Before we kick things off, let's do a bit of a sports roundup and let you know what's going on in the world. In GAA, Dublin begin their quest for 6 in a row today when they face Westmeath in the first of the Leinster Championship quarter-final action. Elsewhere, Tipperary take on Limerick in Munster and Cavan take on Antrim in Ulster. However, the biggest of the provincial championship qualifiers this weekend will kick off tomorrow in Dr. Hyde Park when Roscommon take on Mayo. And then after that, Cork hosts Kerry in Páirc Uí Chaoimh at 4 p.m. So plenty of GAA action happening this weekend. Elsewhere in golf, Shane Lowry is 5 shots off the lead at the halfway point of the Houston Open. He shot a second round 69 yesterday to leave him on 2 under par. Corey Carrington is 1 under par, and Graham McDowell trails there on 2 over par. But plenty of interest for the Irish golfers in that. That's the sports roundup for this week, folks. I'm going to move on to my interviewee this week, and I'm incredibly excited because joining me this week is newly crowned European Cruiserweight champion Tommy McCarthy. Tommy, how are things?
Thanks for having me. All good.
How are things up in Belfast? How are you keeping in lockdown?
Yeah, it's been good. Schools and that's been off up here. They just went back this week, so I was able to come home, spend some more time with my kids and some
Bask in
family
the
time.
glow of the win.
That's it. Getting tea made for me, not getting lifted and led.
Oh man,
Everybody,
make the most of
everyone
that while
being
you can.
naked. Exactly. You have to milk it.
100%. Let's talk about the fight, Tommy. You beat Bilal Lagoon in the Wembley Arena last Saturday night. You claimed the European Cruiserweight Championship belt. Very, very hard fought fight. It must have been incredibly emotional afterwards. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, afterwards, I'm not really an emotional person, but afterwards I found myself welling up a wee bit and I had to catch myself on because I'm on TV here. But it was just years of hard work and a couple of wee setbacks, and
Mm.
finally a European title is a massive achievement in boxing, and I suppose in any sport, be a continental champion. So I just felt it was just elated with myself. So it was a wee bit emotional, but it was just more pride and happiness.
Yeah. And like you said, it was quite emotional afterwards. I assume the fact that it went the full 12 rounds and it was a grueling bout, that probably added a lot to it. Did you expect it to go the distance? And how did you prepare for that mentally going into that fight?
Well, before I studied Bilal a lot, and it was actually talks of fighting him in 2017. So he'd been
Okay.
on my radar, and I knew he's a durable guy. He'd only lost one fight before, and he'd been in with some big punchers, and he'd never been hurt in it. So
Hmm.
I thought, and I was expecting a 12 round fight, but then when I seen him at the face to face all week, and because we're in a bubble, obviously, so all week he'd been on the treadmills with sweat gear on. So
Yeah.
he's having weight issues, like, and then when I seen him stripped off, and it's my own fault. Like I should know better. I've enough experience to know that the bodies don't mean anything in the fight game.
Hmm.
But I looked at him and I was like, I don't think he's actually trained too hard. But fighters, none of them like it's sport specific training, so
Hmm.
a 6 pack means nothing in the sport.
Yeah.
So I thought I think I could be able to stop him. And then during the fight in the 6th round, I felt he turned away. The fight should have been stopped in the 6th round, and he turned away. Said there was something wrong with his eyes. And I paid on the price round 7, 8, and then in the 9th round I caught him again, and his
Hmm.
legs went. So I just kind of emptied the clip just as many punches as I could,
Mm.
hoping the referee would step in, and kind of I punched myself out. So I needed rounds 10 and 11 to try and recoup my energy and get back. So he come on strong in rounds 10 and 11, but I was completely like done with it. And
Goose.
then
Yeah.
I got my second win then coming out for the 12th, and I felt good then and finished the last round. I was back to in control again, but
Mm.
uh, it was just those 2 rounds. Like I think he was done, and then he smelt weakness. He knew I was wrecked, so he took
Yeah.
some confidence from it. So then he tried to pay the price for him, but it was good. Like I'm glad they've got the 12 rounds in because you don't know when you're going to get the opportunity to box again. And I've been out of the ring for just over a year, so to get the game time, it's invaluable.
Yeah,
Invaluable.
absolutely. And like I suppose the most important aspect is that you've claimed the European title, which is incredible, and also it's a massive stepping stone to the world title shot. Immediately after, you called out Myris Breedis. You said you want to fight him for the IBF Cruiserweight Championship. Now, can I ask you, is that because that's just a natural progression that you fight for that title after winning the European, or do you specifically want to beat him?
Well, I want the world title. Any of there's four major world titles, so any one of them, obviously, I would jump at the chance to fight him. But Breedis is the number one guy in the weight, and he has been for some time.
Mm-hmm.
So I want him specifically. He's the main man.
Mm-hmm.
He's the top man, and I want to be in the big fights.
Yeah. I suppose, as you say, look, any world title is great, but his world title makes you the best cruiserweight in the world de facto.
Yeah. So
Mm,
that's it. In any sport, if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. And
absolutely.
yeah, you have to, you want to compete at that level. There's no point. Like even if I fought another champion and won the title, they'll still be saying, "Oh, no, but Breedis is number one." I mean, I want to get straight in.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely dead right. And I suppose part of making that happen, and you're working with Mark Dunlop at the moment, who has a great connection with Eddie Hearn, who you had a little bit of back and forth recently with. How important is working with a team like that and making this happen?
Massively important. Mark Dunlop has really transformed my whole career from a sandman, and he's got me so many. He's got me these opportunities. The first one he got me went wrong, and with boxing, when fighters lose, they're kind of shelved. But he
Mm-hmm.
worked hard. He got me another opportunity in Italy against a top guy, Fabio Turkey, and
Mm-hmm.
then I won that fight, and then he's got me this opportunity to fight for the European title in Wembley on a pay-per-view show. So he works his socks off and to give me the best opportunities, and then it's up to me to take them. So he has a close working relationship with Eddie Hearn, which
Mm-hmm.
is beneficial for me and all his fighters because Eddie will give him a chance and throw his fighters a bone like he did with
Mm-hmm.
me, and then like I says, it's up to the fighters to capitalize on them chances.
To
And
make the most of
thankfully,
the
I've done
opportunity.
that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Look, I'm really looking forward to following your career. I really, really hope to see you fighting for that IBF championship very soon, and hopefully coming back on in the future to talk about winning it.
Most definitely.
Look, that'll do for the time being. I'm going to ask you to play the game that we all play. How well do you know your sport? That's coming next.
Yeah, well, I'm feeling confident about this sport. I
Excellent.
usually know well, but I don't want to set myself up for failure. But I'm pretty tuned in with boxing.
Good. Well, we're going to test your knowledge now in 1 second. We're going to play how well do you. Feeling a bit more pressure now, are you?
Yeah, I'm feeling the price of break time. Here we go.
So, 5 questions, 1 moment. Most of them multiple choice, and the time starts now. Number one, which one of the Olympic championship champions have never lost a professional fight? Is it A, Anthony Joshua, B, Lennox Lewis, or C, Nicola Adams?
See, Nicola Adams.
That's correct. Number two, in what year did Conor McGregor change codes and take on Floyd Mayweather in the quote-unquote biggest fight in combat sports history?
2017.
Well done, 2 for 2. Number three, which one of these boxers won over 100 professional fights by knockout? Is it A, Manny Pacquiao, B, Sugar Ray Robinson, or C, Tommy Hearns?
Sugar Ray Robinson.
3 for 3, 100% so far. Number four, who was Mike Tyson's last professional fight with? Was it A, Kevin McBride, B, Lennox Lewis, or C, Evander Holyfield?
Kevin McBride.
4 for 4, last one. Don't mess it up now.
Here we go.
Number
Here we go.
five, In 2012, Katie Taylor won gold at the London Olympic Games. Who did she defeat in the final? Was it A, Sofia Ochigava, B, Delphine Persoon, or C, Ava Wallstrom?
Sofia Ochigava.
Excellent. 5 for 5. You talk the talk, you walk the walk, my friend. How well do you know your sport? Very well.
The later one.
You can't put a foot wrong these days, Tommy. You're winning all around you. Look, come here. Thanks a million. Oh, you're on a roll, man. I'm telling you, do the lottery tonight. You never know how you might go.
I do it every week,
you do. Just before I let you go, I'm going to have to ask you to play one more part in our competition. It's the final part isn't a competition, actually. It's literally just who is your all-time Irish sporting legend. We're going to play a clip. You choose which one is your all-time Irish sporting legend, and you tell us why. Here's the clip.
The heat by O'Driscoll. Oh, brilliant by O'Driscoll! It's towards Keane! Roy Keane with a captain's goal!
An absolute rocket. Rocket from Sheffield.
History has been made! Conor McGregor is the UFC lightweight champion!
And the 16 times champion jockey, Tony McCoy, he comes storming up the hill to win the Gold Cup!
10, Rory. You know the storylines and the stakes for him. A win not just means the Masters, but it means the Grand Slam. And that's beautiful.
And Sonny O'Sullivan is going to take the world title.
Dwyer Cup to Dublin's captain, Stephen Truxton.
The fighting pride of Ireland, Katie Taylor.
So, Tommy, don't keep us in suspense. Who's your all-time Irish sporting legend?
It has to be Katie Taylor. Has to be.
Absolutely. Well, I suppose if you're working with her dad, you couldn't not pick her, really.
Well, even if it wasn't, family ties aside, it would have been Katie. Like, what she's done for female boxing on a global scale is just phenomenal. And female boxing in Ireland, like, there's so many young girls coming through the ranks, and it's all because of Katie. She paved the way, and she gave the girls somebody to look up to and a standard to achieve. Like, I think it's incredible what she's done, because when she was coming up as a young girl, she'd nobody to look up to. She, like, for boxers to go, I want to be the next Floyd Mayweather or the next, like, she had no one. Her and her father paved the way themselves. So it was just
Blazed their own trail, absolutely.
Yeah.
And with that vote, you've actually put Katie Taylor at the top of our leaderboard for the Irish sporting legend, and you're the top of our leaderboard for how well do you know your sport. I'm telling you, mate, you're ticking all the boxes. Tommy, look, I'm going to have to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us. I really, really appreciate it, and please, God, we will have you on in the future as the IBF world champion. But currently, I tell you, the EBU European champion is not too bad. Thanks a million, Tommy.
Thanks, Mark. See you. Islam.